Hello. This is Dirty Trucking, downtown Detroit, and I picked this wonderful location, the scenery, uh, because of where I ended up today with the truck. Got pulled over by Dearborn police and was escorted, me and the truck, over to the Dearborn police station. And first, before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the Dearborn police. Your police station over there is exquisite. I mean, it looked like a palace. I've never seen a police station more better than that one. That one in I don't know if any of you are familiar with Michigan and the Michigan Street in the Dearborn area, and that police state, Dearborn Police. But the Dearborn Police Department is exquisite over there. I mean, the decor, the way it's made, it's like the maze he took me through to get around to the front. It was wonderful. I mean, I had a ball. So I'm giving a shout out to the officers over there at Dearborn that pulled my company of truck over. And I'm gonna get into this video here. I had a wonderful time. He pulled the truck over because the tires was looking a little squished in the back, which indication of too much weight. So he said he would like to weigh the load, and had me escorted off of 94 over to the Dearborn Police Station, which is in Dearborn, Michigan, off of Michigan Avenue. Exquisite place, wonderful decor. I love that tan brick the building's made out. I mean, everything is like right there. So, let me get into this video. What happened? On 94, on my third trip, Dearborn Police usually sits there on 94, border Dearborn and Detroit. Sits right there, try to catch any speeders. Dirty Trucking wasn't speeding, wasn't doing anything wrong. I seen the officer sitting over there when I came by, like I always do. This is the location they usually sit at. Came through, right in the second lane, middle lane, not speeding, nothing. Next thing you know, the officer's in behind me. So I actually flicked the brake, the twisty, and he put the lights on. So I pull over on the side of the highway. Officer comes to the side of the truck. Hello, open your door, please. Tires looking kind of squished. How you doing? Tires look kind of squished back there. Load look kind of heavy. I said, well, my lift axle light is not on because we have lift axle lights on the dash that they install. It's supposed to be, it's red if the load is overweight and when the lift axles are down. And so mine wasn't red, and it was actually under 50. Anything over the 50 notch on there, I get concerned about, because then the lift axle light will be on. And that's mean it's more weight on the trailer, which is putting pressure on the tires. So mine was actually pretty good, but I don't know what the tonnage is, and I have no way of knowing what tons it is until I actually get to the landfill. So, but anyway, officer said, I want you to follow me. I'm thinking we're finna go to a truck stop or something, some damn scale. He's gonna roll out the little things, the scale, roll up on the scales. He actually escorted me in the truck over to the Dearborn Police Station. So he pulls up, has me stop. I get in front. He goes to the back of the trunk, get his those little scales out they put on the ground. They had a truck roll up on. I guess that's his partner. Another officer came out. He's checking one side, other officers checking the other side. We rolling up tire by axle. So this is Michigan's law, and this is a warning to you heavy haulers. Just because you hauling heavy, just because they plate you to haul a certain amount of weight, Michigan actually has an axle law here. Michigan has an axle law. Pretty much axle law. It's an axle law. Your axle's got to be a certain weight. Even with heavy haulers, with the lift axles, each axle got to be a certain weight. So we rolling up, and he was concerned about the back axles. I said, well, I'm looking at the tires. They're not as squishy as I normally would see it when it's real heavy, because I get concerned when they're extremely squished, because that load they drop. Like I said, we hauling trash, so we don't know what. Anything could be dropped back there, something heavy or something, and they packing that stuff in there. See, just because your trailer is open, it's empty, you just ain't supposed to be just filling it up all willy-nilly, because you're dumping stuff. You got to take into account what you're dumping in there. Shit, they don't be watching what they just grab the crane, grab stuff, and just drop it in there. They could drop anything in there. You could have a bathtub, anything be dropped over in there. anything, and that's weighted down. So we get to the back axles. I see his partner back there. Him and his partner back there chatting when the first rear back axle went over. They standing there talking. I'm looking out the mirror. The scale is like in between both axles. So he see me looking, then he tell me to move forward. He actually got the last axle on there, and then told me to go ahead and clear off both of them. I get off, walk back there. Everything okay, officer? Is it okay? You're overweight on the back axle. Ooh, really? Okay, he said about 1,600 on one, and I forgot what he said on the other one. I said, wow. But before he escorted me to the police station over there, he asked whose responsibility is it with the loads. I said, well, our drivers don't load the loads. We actually bag it to a pit, and they have loaders, and you know, the management there, you know, we have a boss that's supposed to oversee the loading process, make sure it's loaded proper, not overweight or too heavy. You know, that's what the management, the boss and the loaders are supposed to do. You know, the drivers, we just pull in the pit and then we pull out. As long as they red light it on, we think everything okay. So our yard, we don't have an axle by axle scale. They have a scale in there for little smaller trucks to come in and dump their trash. But we can actually go across that. All it's going to do is give us the gross weight. But after all was said and done, the gross weight of the load was fine. It was the axle weight on the rear two axles, because the tires look squished, and that's usually where we had the most problems since I've been here. Blown tires back there, axles was breaking. It was usually off that back end back there. They get back there, I don't know what they dump back there, or they just packing it too heavy back there. But I explained to the officer that the drivers here have nothing to do with the loading process. We just bagged the truck in there with the trailer. The loaders load it with the bulldozer or the crane or both. And, you know, we have no control over it, how they fill it up or nothing. That's pretty much between management, the boss who run the facility, communicates to the loaders how he wants to load it, how full to get it and all that stuff like that. You know, that's between them. We, the drivers, just lets them know when the load is too heavy. Even though lift axle light could be off, the load could still be too heavy for the truck. It could be causing the overheating. That's what's causing the overheating. It's too much weight, even though the lift axle light is off. Just because you plated to haul a certain weight don't mean you should be hauling it. The officer also let me know that our company has actually plated to haul 160,000 pounds. That is a lot. That is excessive. But that's what they plated to haul, because they're heavy haul. Because one, that's I guess they put it in that range because they can't control, they don't know how much they dumping in there. And that stuff, it could be trash, it could be some housing stuff, it could be medical, it could be brick, it could be dirt, it could be anything. But and you know, they don't weigh that stuff up before they dump it, and we don't weigh it before we pull out the yard, and we don't go across no cat scale with that because they can't weigh that. So he informed me it was the officer said, could see driver's license and your truck registration. Sure, you know, I'm all excited, you know, because I don't care if you run my license. I haven't done anything. My permit book is up to date, so I'm not worried about that. Only thing I've been fussing about is the loads. My truck has been in the shop because of the transmission, because the loads are too heavy. These trucks cannot handle that excessive weight. That weight is what's tearing up the transmission. When you're taking that truck, we go up an incline and a decline at these landfills. And that incline, actually, the force of that load is actually pushing backwards on that truck. When you're going up an incline, this is my trailer. The force of the load on the incline is actually pushing backwards on that trailer. So that means my day cab, we're pulling a day cab in there. My day cab of that truck is now, the transmission is overworking and is struggling to try to pull that trailer up, because now the force of that load is forcing backwards. It's not going in the same direction of the truck until the truck can actually pull it up. But in the meantime, while it's trying to pull it up, the force of that load and the tons weight of that load is actually pushing backwards. So that is what's causing the transmission issues. And they need to drop the weight. The weight that over 30 tons and 32 is the max that I know my truck can haul before I start experiencing that extreme overheating or the gauge start moving, trying to go up an incline. That's the max that I know I should be able to haul in there. 32, maybe 34. Anything over that, you got excessive, we definitely gonna overheat. There's gonna be some stop engine. We're gonna have some problems after we get it down into the landfill and it's trying to pull through that dirt to get it bagged up to the tipper and to get it on the tipper. And that's what happened to me Saturday. We had some excessive weight on there, 40 tons, and we had to go up another incline, and it just wasn't gonna make it. The truck didn't make it. The bulldozer actually damaged some stuff trying to push the trailer up there. The guys end up standing a little past the closing time because I'm still stuck on the tipper trying to cool the truck off. Every time I try to move it, it overheats. So that's what it does. So, and you know, most people get afraid when the police when you ask for your driver's license. I don't care because I'm a safe driver. I'm a compliant driver. And I believe in, I stay on these guys about making sure this stuff is fixed, whether they fix it or not. And that's the problem around here. You know, you got management around here. You know, drivers shouldn't have to be repetitive saying, fix this, especially if it's a DOT. I don't want to hear, can you get by with it? Because you got to go to take a lunch break and you ain't had no lunch. This is a DOT issue and I'm going back out. Your concern is making sure I'm compliant, going pulling off that yard so I can go deliver this load. Because they going to get their money whether I pull off or not, because they getting hourly pay. I get paid by the load. And if you interfere with me getting my load in because you're taking too much time to get the truck fixed, or I have to have something fixed in between the load while after I get loaded and pull over there and get it fixed, you're taking too long, that interferes with me getting a load or might cause me not to get that fourth load. But this time, Dearborn police the reason I ain't get the fourth load. I probably might have got it. I'd have skated by with it. But I didn't get my fourth load today because I was over there at Dearborn police station with the whole truck and loaded trailer, and they wanted to wait a load. So the end result of that, they ran my license, ran the company information. I don't know what the chatter was at the window. I ain't looked up the company information or nothing. But I come over there. He said again, you were overweight on both axles. 1,600 on this one and the other one something. But he said, I'm not gonna give you a ticket. So I don't know if there's something he saw with the, on the company end, just had a, heartfelt moment. Oh hell, it's only 1,600. We gonna let them skate by. They gross weight is actually okay. This is landfill stuff. So I don't know what was going on in the officer's mind when he made that decision. But before he even got to that process, while we were standing out there talking, I'm standing out there talking like, you know how the guys do when y'all stand out there talking, these irons folded. We at the back end of the trailer, we looking at the tires. I actually went up and kicked the tire. I said, this actually is not bad. I've seen them squished worse than this. He said, really? Yes. Yeah. Just wait when they dump this stuff in there. This stuff's something to blow a tire and push the air out the tire, anything. If they put too much on that back end, we have no way of knowing that. If the lift axles is out, that signals to me the load is compliant, a legal weight for me to haul, because the lift axle light is out. And the only way I would know if it's not is if the lift axle is on, and then I get to the scale, it's like way over. But they're not there. Dump 160,000 pounds on there, because you would blow every tire on that goddamn trailer. The truck be fucked up. The trailer be fucked up. The shit, we'd be on the side of the highway, some shit be fucked up. You put that kind of weight on there. So, but I had a lovely time. I did. I actually had fun doing that. I was over there, I've been on these guys here at the company about this weight. I'm like, y'all, that profit stuff, you putting safety over profit mess. You can't do that. You need to listen to your equipment. You need to take care of your equipment. You need to pay attention to your equipment. Your equipment gives you signs of what's causing the damage, and it's the loads. It's too heavy. This stuff can't pull it. Now, and you defeat a company that keeps continuously hauling heavy, knowing that it's tearing up the equipment. Listen to dirty trucking. You're fucking up your shit. You're defeating the purpose. Because the money you made off of the risk you had the drivers take trying to haul this heavy ass shit, deal with the struggling issue, the overheating to get it on tip or to get it tipped. Okay, now you done defeated the purpose. Now you got some mechanical issues going on with your truck, some repairs, that's gonna be costly. Now the money you just made off that damn load that just got put back in the truck. So you're defeating the purpose, like going round in circles and you ain't getting no damn where. You just round in circles, ain't getting no damn where. You make money on this end, it's going out on this end because you put too much on this end, it fucked up this other end, and you just going around in circles. You ain't really getting no profit because your trucks is all messed up. And it's because of the weight. But I just want to pick this lovely this is a lovely location down here. I'm downtown Detroit at Campus Marshes, you know, the scenery and greenery. So I wanted to get like a equivalent location to similar to where I was over there at the Dearborn police station. I've never been excited to be in front of a Dearborn police station. And let me tell you what a Dearborn police station is. That's a station that where if they pull you over there with your truck and see another officer came out to assist them, that's where if your shit ain't right, you can go to jail right there, and the courthouse is right next door. So you come out, walk a couple feet, go to jail and get your court date to go to, you know, for what you done with your license as a commercial driver, and you be over there with your court date next door. It's all in one location, walking distance. It's a nice facility. I mean, it was exquisite. I mean, your police station over there is the best I've ever seen. And I'm sorry, Detroit police, Dearborn police station looked hella better than y'all's. This shit, the greenery over there, looked like it was a little park area out back. They got this long road. He took me to a winding road. I guess he was watching how I drive and turn the truck. Because he made a comment, it looked like you know what you're doing. Yeah, damn right. Damn right, officer, I know what I'm doing. Shit, I'm a professional driver. Who you thought you pulled over here? Shit, I ain't no just newbie. I ain't new to this shit. I'm a professional driver you pulled over here. But what the problem is, you talking about the tires. I'm looking at that. They don't look too squished. I don't think it is overweight. So it's not over gross weight, but it actually was on both of those back axles. So there's nothing really our company really I could do about it because we don't have an axle by axle scale. And you know, you pull in the pit and they just dump that shit in there. So I explained that to the officer. So he said this would be on the company. Yes, it would, because we don't load it. All I do is let them know if I pull out of there and it's heavy, and I won't know it's heavy until I actually pull off the yard and start operating the lift axles. And so that's the only reason way I would actually know it's heavy. Now sometimes when I pull out of there, I might get an indication looking at the needle on the lift axle gauge. It might be heavy, and I might try to drop it. I drop the lift axles right there in the yard to see if it balances it out. But to actually know if it's really, really heavy, I'd actually have to get it on the highway and start driving. So, but it's another shout out to Dearborn Police over there. I had a wonderful experience over there. Like I said, I was putting the you know, the blame where it need to be. The drivers at this company has nothing to do with the loading process. We just bagged the truck in the pit. So I said, if you want to question anybody, if you have any other questions on the loading process or why these axles is not weighing out right, you would need to speak to the current management, the boss, and who facilitates who gives direction to the loaders here at the pit. So that's who you would need to be directing and focusing your questions to, the current management of the facility, because I'm not management, I'm just a driver here. So that's who you would need to be focusing at, because I told the officer I have plenty of messages on my tablet where I've been complaining about the wait Saturday, even when we had the heavy rain. You don't realize if we get loaded and it's a heavy rain overnight and it's not tarped, that rain waits, it soaks into the trash that's sitting on that trailer. So while before you come in the next day, that load is actually weighted down even more before you pull out the pit, because it's a heavy rain. Water makes that load even heavier, and there's nothing we can do about that because the trailer's already loaded. And it rained, there's nothing we can do about it. It's just like the wintertime with a snowpack on top of that. We can't roll the tarps in the wintertime because there's snowpacks on that field, and it turns to ice, and we can't unroll the tarp. So they tell us to leave it untarped during the wintertime, and then just tarp in the morning when you come in, so you won't have to deal with that. So it's you know, but all this falls on management. I mean, you just can't know trash. Anybody can throw trash in a damn trailer. You know, you got to know all aspects of it. You got to know your trash in. You dealing with trucks here with mechanical issues. You got a Michigan State weight law, axle per axle law. You got to know all that. You just can't throw no trash in no goddamn trailer, fill it up, and tell the driver to pull the hell on up out of there. Just because the lift light is off, hey, you might be over on your damn axles, hey, and that's why you shouldn't be putting that stuff on it. You should be trying to do something to maintain your equipment, keep your equipment functioning, and out the shop. And you're not gonna do that if you keep packing all this damn weight on here, causing it to struggle because you're trying to get that profit from it, which your profit is getting ate up because now your truck is down, it's in the shop, and you're spending out money. So you're defeating the purpose. Like I say, you're going round and round in circles. That's what you're doing. That's what the trucker say you're doing. You're going around in circles. But the Dearborn police, I actually had a wonderful time over there. It was so wonderful. I actually wanted to leave the goddamn truck there and just go, can we go do a ride along? We get some, it's some Starbucks back there in the corner. We go get me one of my little caramel apple spice drinks and me one of my little cheese danishes and shit. Hell, they get some donuts. We stop at Tim Hortons or something. Let's do a ride along. I actually wanted to leave the truck. That's how much fun I was having. I wanted to leave the truck there or either come back after I tipped the goddamn load. The officer asked me what I was going. So going out there to Salt Trail. And that's another thing. These landfills need to get involved. They need to get involved. You need to start, they need to start some type of policy where you can't have this amount of weight on your trailer coming in here to start cutting that stuff, because that's what's tearing up the roads. These heavy hauls, these trucks, all this weight on the truck, that's what's tearing up the roads. And the Michigan State, your Secretary of State, you need to bag this weight off on these heavy haulers. You need to bag the weight off. Because if you plate it to haul it, they're going to try to pack that shit on there. And that's what's causing these accidents on the road with these double gravel vans. They got too much weight on there. Too much weight on a gravel truck or trash truck causes that back end a fishtail. Because the weight, the axle is trying to balance the weight. It'll cause the axle to break off. It'll blow a tire because the truck can't handle that kind of weight. There's extreme too much pressure on the damn tires. You blow the tires. You break an axle off. The gravel trucks lose the load. I've seen gravel trucks lose their load several times on I-94. One was full of rocks and boulders. That sucker let loose up under that bridge and shit. It was, man, you could have filmed that. We was all dodging big rocks and boulders because the load broke loose. Then there was another gravel truck, lost his load, flipped over just shortly after the bridge. There's too much weight on it. You're trying to haul that damn shit. It's too much weight. These trailers cannot handle that kind of weight. And your equipment will let the driver will know. Management don't know because they're not driving it. Now, if management was actually driving their own equipment and was able to feel what the drivers are feeling when you got too much weight on there, then they would know what's tearing up their equipment. It's too much weight. But right now, management's sitting up there, they thinking dollars, dollar signs, and how to get more dollars and get the dollars in fast. That's all they thinking about, dollar signs. But you getting them dollars, but it's tearing up your equipment in the process. And so all the drivers can do is communicate to the company, the management, to adjust the load, take some of the weight off, but then they end up putting it back on there again. It's like they go, shit, I don't know. It's like the loader zoned out or something and shit started packing that goddamn shit back on there after we done told them to keep it off of there. And then the rest of it, they pull out of there, they haul it because they put it on there. I mean, if the lift axle light out, we gonna pull out of there with it. See, and now, actually, I got to the officer said we wasn't going to get no ticket, so I pulled out of there, actually got to the scale. That load was actually 30 tons. That was actually a decent weighted load for me to haul. But, according to, they got an axle law. Shit, it's got to be per axle. You had too much on the back end. And that is, since I've been at this company, that's where most of their problems has come from. Blown tires on the back end, broken axles on the back end, a lot of issues. Split frame on the back end. There's a lot of issues. It's on that back end. You're packing that weight there. The transmissions, all their trucks probably done had some type of transmission issue because they're trying to pull that heavy weight. Overheating. There's only so many times we can blow the radiator out with the dust. Because that's another thing with landfill trucks, especially in the summertime. We expect it overheating because the truck is sucking in dust. It's sucking in dust from the landfill. And so we had to blow the radiator out from time to time. But my truck is to the point where actually I blow the radiator out and if I can pull the load and it's still overheated. My truck was in the shop. I don't know who these Williams people is that's in Dearborn on Wyoming, but you didn't fix shit because the truck is still overheating. It can't handle The load, even when they load, it should have at a decent weight. That temperature on that oil temperature gauge is still already too hot. It's just too damn hot. And the only time I've ever seen it cool in the range where it should be is when I was bobtailing. When they picked me for a random and I had a bobtail, that's the only time I seen that gauge in a normal range. You know, and I got excited to go take my for a random. It was a drug and alcohol. I was excited, just like it was when they pulled me over there. Let's go, officer. Oh, I like to weigh the load. Oh, you really? Yes, do. Please do. Shoot, I'm trying to assist and help and stay compliant. That's what I'm trying to do. Dirty Trucking doing her part. I'm trying to assist in staying compliant. You school me on this, because this is the first time I've seen them actually do a heavy haul. You know, the officers do a heavy haul. You know, there's a weight master out there. And also these police, you don't know that the police officers do it too. The police officers can pull your truck over and do axle by axle weight. They carry this shit in the trunk. I don't know, they got a scales or earth place they shop at to keep this shit in the back of their truck, but they got something, because he sure went to that truck, popped that truck, and they pulled the scale out. So they got somewhere they get them little plated little things to weigh the loads. So police can do it. State troopers can do it. It's a weight master that's over being in the area. I told my company there's a weight master that be in the area of our salt landfill that we go to. It's a weight master. I've seen them over there weighing trucks. It wasn't a heavy haul. It was just a regular truck. They pull up there. I mean, they out here at our other landfill. I've seen they was out there, pull the truck over, weighing the axle by axle. I mean, you management, you supposed to know this. You hiring us drivers here, we supposed to know our part as far as being safe drivers, make sure we inspecting the truck and writing up stuff that needs to be fixed. But hey, management, you supposed to know how much you supposed to haul, make sure your axles is legal, especially if you don't have no scale in there where your drivers can weigh axle by axle before they pull out of there. I mean, you supposed to know all this shit. You know, we don't want to be getting pulled over and the officer explaining this shit to us. I'm standing there in front of the police station and the officer is schooling me on your axle weight over here. I'm like, what the hell? Shit, management's supposed to know all this. We ain't supposed to find this out from the officer. We're supposed to find this out from management. Management, this is your business. You're running this shit. You know, that's why I said, you know, you got to pick and choose who you put in place for management. You better make sure they know what they're doing. You just can't get coming there and talking about you know trash. You got to know trash, the trucks, what causes the trucks to break down. You got to know the federal motor carrier laws. It's a lot involved in it. You just can't know trash. Anybody can fill up a damn trailer. But you got to know all aspects of that. It ain't just filling up trash. You got to know these trucks. You got to know the Michigan law. You just can't fill that shit up to the rim and tell us to tarp it and pull on up out of there. Even though the low gross weight was fine, you still was overweight on the axles. And I've been telling them that. Them officers, because I can look at your tires and tell the back end is too heavy, because the tires look squished. I said, that's all they got to see. Is your tires looking squished and they'll pull your ass over. Your tires just look like a little too heavy back here. That's all they got to do. It ain't got to be nothing else. He was just sitting over there. I had already went by. Next thing you know, he got in behind me and pulled me over and said that the tires look squished. And it really wasn't that bad. They were actually pretty good for the load I had on there. Now, like I said, I've seen them worse than that. But all this fall on management, you know, and ain't no need of the driver get, you know, the drivers, you know, it's federal motor carrier law for a reason. We got our part to do as drivers, and management has their part to do as management and bosses of a company. You have your part that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, everything don't fall on the driver, because we don't load these trailers. As far as me as a driver, my job, I'm supposed to come in, inspect the truck, make sure I check my tires, make sure everything okay. You know, but then like I said, you got some dirty people going around the yard after we leave the truck there. We done came in, several drivers that came in, the flats didn't have one when we pulled in and parked the truck. I done come in to look like that. Somebody let the air out the damn tire. All kind of shit going on. Shit loose on the truck. You know, we got all that kind of shit. I don't know why would somebody be deliberately doing that shit, because you know that's gonna get your company a ticket. Possibly the driver a ticket. Why would you be doing that shit deliberately? You know, that'll destroy your company. That'll destroy your company's reputation. If you keep it up, you won't have no damn company. That's like keeping a bad driver there. A driver with a shitload of tickets. I mean, you making him top dog around there. Like we supposed to be, he's supposed to be setting an example for us. This dude got tickets up the ass. Yeah, but the way you treat him around there, you make him top dog. He got a newer truck from a seniority driver, you know, that was off on a medical. The seniority driver come back. He can't get his truck back because this dude who ain't been there that long, who got the bad driving record, somehow is top dog. I guess he's the example we supposed to be following. No, I'll never follow you. Never. Your record is too bad. I don't give a damn how many loads. You looking at how many loads he get in a day. Yeah, we could did that legally and safely. It's, you know, heavy haul ain't about speed. You can't be speeding with these goddamn trucks. Everything ain't got to be fast. Yeah, you can come in fast. Yeah, you getting all these loads. If they assisting you, yeah, you getting help getting these loads. The dropping hook, you come in. They got trailers ready for you. Just drop a hook, you pull right on out. You may pull in the pit maybe a couple times. Hell, you come in early enough, you can come in. You can pull in the pit all day on your own. You don't need no assistance. Of course, you getting all these loads. You got people loading trailers for you, dropping, hooking. I mean, you come in at a time, a driver that comes in at a time where he can do this all on himself. Why you got other people doing this stuff for you? Ain't nobody supposed to be assisting you getting loads. That's unfair to me. Assisting you to get your loads in while everybody else is doing what they're supposed to do as far as the job requirements, bagging in the pit, getting loaded themselves, trying to get their loads in. But we running into issues and problems because we actually inspecting our shit, checking our shit, versus somebody that's coming in, pulling in, and just dropping and hooking and just going. And then here he is, you got a seniority driver. You know, it's bad when your seniority don't mean shit if you go off on a medical. That's real bad and real sad. And I don't like a company that does that to their drivers. I don't know how management would do that to one of their drivers. Somebody that gave you 7 years. You come in here and treat him like shit because he came back off a medical. Somebody else got his truck. He can't get his truck back. I mean, 7 years, 2 months. You know, if you do it to him, what you gonna do to me? I ain't got but a year here. This guy, 7 years, 2 months, and your seniority don't mean shit here. To the point where you want to quit now, because you found out your seniority don't mean shit now. What did that say overall for the company? I mean, this how you treat your drivers? You know, this is what management. Do you even know this is what's going on? Do you even care? Why you don't have drivers? Do you even know? Your big issue is your trucks. But if one of your seniority drivers put in a notice, 2-week notice, he about to leave. You not concerned about that? This somebody that got 7 years, 2 months. What are you gonna do? You ain't gonna find out what the issue is? Do you even know what the issue is? Do you even care that he put in a 2-week notice and he gave y'all 7 years? You damn didn't care about giving him his truck back. See, these are all issues that fall on management. Like this weight stuff. Trust me, I can complain all day. You can listen to me or you can not listen to me. I document my shit. That's why I put my shit in that goddamn tablet. That I've been telling you about this. I don't like that talking on the phone shit because they'll act like they ain't never had that conversation. You send a text message though, they can find that. You send a message to your tablet or your e-log, they can find that. They can see, yes, this driver did communicate this. Driver's been communicating this. That's why I don't like that talking on the phone shit, because they can tell you one thing, you do it, and then if something happen, go wrong, they can turn around and say, I didn't tell you to do that. That's why I document all my shit. I've been telling them. But, hey, if they ain't gonna do nothing, what we supposed to do? We the drivers. If we keep complaining about it, then they want to talk about firing you and everything. But we trying to be compliant, not get a ticket. But we're dealing with somebody here that, hey, the complaint going one ear and out the other one. You might do something and they might straighten it out, and then it turn around to wait back on it. All last week, I done had a couple days with some excessive weight. I had 47 tons one day. That was a day it rained. You got to take all that into play. Weather, rain, that weighs your trailers down, even if it's loaded. Even if that trash laying around in the pit, the rain gets in there. It's wet in that trash. You putting wet trash in the trailer, you got to bag off of it a little bit until that trash start drying out. Though they wet the trash anyway, so they can pack it down. But if it rained on top of you wetting it, now you got this heavy ass trash. You can't just be packing it like you would normally pack it if y'all just wet it at the doggone pit. You know, you got rain that happened. We had some flood rains come through here twice. Weighted these trailers down. You got to back off that weight. Something they don't want to do because it's going to interfere with their profit. It's going to interfere with them making money. Okay. This dirty truck, I'm telling you, these are the last words that officer told to me. Because I said to me when I told him about that weight, I said, I've been telling him about it. This exact words he said. Well, we going to get him. Oh, this dirty truck, I'm letting you know. Better get that weight right. Or law enforcement go get that weight right for you. Trust me, I don't even know how much that ticket would have been. They better thank God that they said they weren't going to give you a ticket. Because that was a ticket that fell on the company. They better thank God you didn't get it. This dirty trucking out. I'm trying to tell you something. Better listen to me. Peace out. Better appreciate your drivers, even your seniority ones.